Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Pastor Lavelle Jennings here again in the Gazebo Talk. I have with us today Ann and Rose Metcalfe. They have been around Baldwin for a while. They're going to get us some history lessons, and I just thank God for them both. That they're in my hearts, and we are close as family. We are family, but I'm going to allow them in a few minutes to introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into some talking and history lessons. But I'm glad that you're here to join us today. God bless you all, and stay tuned.
I'm Ann Metcalfe.
I'm Rosalie Metcalfe Marv.
Amen. Well, let me first ask this, Ann and Rose. When did you first come to Baldwin, or you didn't grow up here? So when did you first come to Baldwin? Let's have Ann go first.
Back in 1956, around that time, give or take.
Okay.
And we came up here every year. Most of the time, it was like we would come up here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And maybe the first part of the summer, and then
Trotarama time. I remember Trotarama
time.
Where were you before then? I mean, where did you move from?
Born and raised in Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan. Is that the whole family now, or just?
Everyone in my family all 10 kids were born in Flint.
10 kids, so it's 10 siblings.
10
Yes.
siblings.
How many girls and how many boys?
We have 4 girls and 6 boys.
Wow, in my family, it's 10 of us, and we just
Wow.
lost a brother a year ago, but it was 10 of us, so that was 4 girls and 6 boys. So, Rose, you wasn't born up here. You said you was.
No, I wasn't.
In Flint is the same as your sister?
All of us.
was born in Flint.
All 10 of us.
Okay, Scott
And it
too.
wasn't until 77 when my mother remarried
Okay,
and moved up here.
okay, and she remarried, moved up here.
So everybody under me came with her and finished school up here.
Okay.
So that was Steve Metcalfe,
Uh-huh.
all of them Metcalfe. Steve, Tom, Bernice, Robert, and Brian,
And
Okay.
Scotty.
and Scotty.
And you two the oldest.
No,
You're not the oldest.
I'm
Ann's
the
the
oldest.
oldest.
You're the oldest.
I'm my mom and dad's 4th child.
Wow, and who's
then-
and then who?
And then it's Ronnie,
Okay,
Ronald, and then it's Kathy, Kathleen,
okay.
then Rose.
Okay, all right. Now, Ronald, I don't remember. Ronald, I mean, what, another name you call him, or?
He was
Ronnie.
kind of quiet.
Okay, all right, because I might not have heard about him. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Now, what kind of history can you tell us about Baldwin? When you came up here, was it boring, or was it booming, or what about the racial disparity? All of that in one nutshell.
It was very exciting.
Okay,
We've been coming up. Well, my mom and dad had their honeymoon here in Idlewild in 1950.
1950.
Okay. And since 1956, we've been coming up here every year. That was the year I was born.
Wow, 1956.
Yep, we've
Okay.
been coming up every year.
What about the racial? Was it any kind of racial tension, like any kind of,
We didn't
whites
see
and
many
blacks?
whites, did we?
No,
We didn't see many whites.
only
Really?
when we came into Baldwin, basically.
Right.
But that was to get the Jones ice cream,
Okay.
and then
Benjamin's store and Patty's drugstore.
right, and then Daddy would go early in the morning and go. It was a
Laundromat?
no, it was a
Donut place.
donut place.
The donut place.
Yeah, I don't know for what year was that about, the donut place.
It was in the 70s.
Okay, because
No.
I thought I
Wasn't it?
did.
60s?
Might have been the 60s, but
Okay.
I know he would. That was the donut place was over there by where the bank is now, over in that area.
Okay.
And he would get up early, go get donuts, and we would have donuts in the morning for part of our breakfast. And
Wow. Now you said whenever you went into Baldwin, meaning that you were here. This is Weber.
yeah,
This is Weber.
All right. You mean it was you had to commute or something like that to go to
Well,
Baldwin?
from Idlewild to Baldwin, just a short drive. I think
Okay.
it's 7 miles?
Okay. And you said Ottawa. You were in Ottawa or what's this?
Idlewild.
Really? So
Yeah.
this wasn't the house. Excuse me, take this
This
off.
was the house when they grew up
Okay.
after my dad passed.
Okay. All right.
This is the house.
All right. But it was another place where the family was at first.
different locations in the Idlewild.
That was busy.
The first place where we went was like it was Mrs. Wilson.
Okay.
She was like, I guess, a real estate lady or had the property.
Properties.
And we would go there to her, and she would take us to a cabin, and
Okay.
We get a cabin every year. So
Wow.
also, and remember how there was no television, no radios. It was just us.
Really?
And I think that's why the older
Okay.
four
Mhm.
were so close, because
Yes.
we would play cards and, we entertained ourselves.
Okay.
And I think that was in the 60s.
Could have been. I don't know.
60s, because you graduated in 69.
Okay.
And when she got old enough, when did you stop coming up?
I came up, well, like the year I graduated
69.
and went to Fair State.
Oh yeah, we were right there close.
I
Okay.
cannot remember her name now, but she was Mrs. Pope's sister.
Okay.
Oh, Eva.
Eva.
Shrimp a go-go.
Shrimp a go-go. What is
Yes.
that now? Come on. What do you mean? Is that a nickname?
It was right on the island.
Okay.
And she sold different types of things. You know,
Okay.
Chicken wings.
Chicken
french
wings.
Chicken
fries.
wings.
Yep.
Was it a shrimp place or something?
It was shrimp a go-go.
Somebody said it was a, you know what? I had one interview and they said it was a shrimp one on that island back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yep.
So, any case, Miss Eva would come up to Ferris
Mm-hmm.
and pick me up on the weekend, like Friday,
Okay.
and I would stay with her and help her. And we lived in the back of the place.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was nice, you know.
It was. And Smitty, remember Smitty was in every building.
Smitty.
Oh
He
man,
was an older
Smitty.
man.
Oh, okay.
And he
Sold those good peanuts. We used to always get those peanuts and be eating them on the beach.
What now? Wait a minute. Ottawa. Now, back then it was also booming in Ottawa.
It was booming.
Were you here?
Black Eden.
You seen that? You know. Okay. Who did you see? Did you see any stars back then, or what was it like around the beach? The
Jackie
difference now.
Wilson.
Yeah, I really can't
I
remember
didn't see
all
him.
of them because, like, it was the Paradise Club,
Okay.
Paradise Island. There would be a matinee, children's matinee during the daytime,
Okay.
and I think my parents paid maybe 50 cents or something like that.
Okay.
For us to
Dirt
go.
sheet.
Wow.
I can't remember half of the stars. I know Jackie Wilson was one.
Nancy
Okay.
Wilson.
All right.
Oh, yep. And then
And Motown was so close, so a lot of them, the Temptations,
Okay.
Four Tops.
yeah, well, like
Dramatics, they would
it wasn't
come.
like they could go to all these different islands and other places like that and be welcome. Even in during that time, Las
Okay.
Vegas,
Yeah.
if they
This was the
performed-
Las Vegas for blacks.
Well, yeah, if they performed in those places, they always had to go through the back or whatever.
Wow.
Just like you remember, I don't know if you heard about Dorothy Dandridge. Oh,
Dandridge,
is it Dorothy Dandridge?
who was in Porky and Bess.
Can't say that I have.
Okay, well, it was a black film lady, film star,
Okay.
and she was out in Vegas. She swam in the pool, and when she got through swimming, they politely went out and drained the water.
Well, now what you do? This is somewhere else.
This is in Vegas, you
This
said,
is
right?
Vegas.
Okay,
But
all
I'm
right.
just trying to
Yes.
let you see where.
The time of era where we were.
Ah.
And then on top, like I said, this is the only place that they felt freedom. I'm sure,
Okay. What about the beach in Ottawa? Now.
Swimming across that lake.
Okay.
Dad did correction.
No, we did it as well, but we
Okay.
had an inner tube or something. My father was there supervising.
Okay.
But yes, I can remember, and I can remember I was the youngest of the four of us swimming across. I can remember just being on my back, just going all the way.
Wow.
Are you there? Yeah, are you there? Can I touch?
Okay, and you swam in that beach and at one time in that lake too as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
We,
so
we
you all
learned
did.
how to swim.
Okay.
Probably as we learned how to walk, we learned how to swim.
Wow.
Like I said, I remember
Yeah.
because 1956 I was born, and
Okay.
we've been going up every year, and I cannot remember not swimming.
Wow. Now, but as far as blacks and whites, did you see many whites out in Ottawa at that time?
No.
No, especially not on the beach.
Okay.
It's like I can remember when we got out there
Okay.
on the beach, my dad would have us go
Oh,
police
yes.
the area,
We had to clean up everything
everything.
Really?
Any
Yes.
kind of thing.
because we're the first one there.
Okay.
And we had to clean up. He called it policing because he was in the military.
Okay.
And it's like, wow. And then for me to come now and see how they just don't take any pride in it.
Isn't that something?
They
It's
don't.
like having a dog out on the beach.
Well, you know,
And they-
In the water, and it says, "Do not."
Yeah,
and they didn't do that back then. You didn't have that back
no,
then.
we didn't have no
we didn't
problem
see
like
that. Rarely,
Okay.
rarely.
And so back then, the beach, Ottawa Beach, was actually more cleaner and more respectable, as you would say, or something
We had
like
a
that.
lifeguard back then, and when we did,
Yes,
my
we
dad
did.
was.
They
there.
thought my dad was the lifeguard.
Yeah.
Because we were up from the time that
Uh-huh.
we had breakfast at home.
Okay.
My dad would take us to the beach when mom's cleaning up and getting ready for lunch.
Uh-huh.
And also, we once we were grown and we figured it out, Dad, sometimes it would take hours and hours to come back with lunch. And then he come back with a smile on his face. Yes, he did, didn't he? And we kind of figured it out because it's 4 babies born in May.
Okay. 4 babies in May.
4 babies in May.
Wow. Get
Yeah.
your name on.
Yes, of course. It's Robert on the 10th, May
Okay.
10th. Steve on May 12th. Bernice is on May 20th.
Wow.
And me, Rosalie, May 23rd.
Well, heck, you can put me in. I'm on May 28th. You know, and so you see, we got so much history, you know, with me and Scott. You know, I came on the scene, like I said, in 1985. And I keep saying I know because the Bears won a Super Bowl in Chicago.
That's right.
And my mom, she said, let's go to Baldwin. Okay, so I come up to
Wow.
Baldwin, I go to school, I see, wow, black and whites together. I didn't see this in Baldwin. And so
in Chicago.
in Chicago, thank you. And so when we got together, Scotty, I think me and Scotty got close as he he took the bus, and I believe it was almost sophomore. I think for my sophomore year, I started hanging with Scotty quite a bit, and meaning we became close and doing things together. Now, as far as Scotty. Now Scotty he's a doctor in the family.
Yes.
He is,
Yes.
and I know in your family you've got electrician. You got many different kind of positions. What do you do?
I am, as of now, I am a retired flight attendant.
Wow.
I retired from United Airlines last year, 2022.
Okay.
36 years.
36 years.
Yes, 36 years.
Okay.
And it was 36 wonderful years. Right now, I'm with Blessed Soul Creations.
Blessed Soul Creation.
started
That's what's
up-
on your shirt right now.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I am a supporter of Blessed Soul Creations. And this is, once again, I like to support my family because they support me in my book. And I'm going to support them in everything
Tell
that I
us on the
do.
back.
Okay.
That was something that they said back in the days.
And
In our
what it
parents'
says,
days.
and it says, where the men are idle, the women are wild. That is what they have on the back of the shirt. And she will be in Ottawa tomorrow at the festivities that's going on now. Okay, and so Ann, Rose.
Yes.
So after that, so that's what you're doing currently now.
That's
And-
what I'm currently
All right. What about you, Ann? What do you? I know you retired, but what did you do? What was your main thing?
Okay, I work for General Motors. I'm retired. I was assistant buyer.
Wow.
So after that, you know, but in between that period of time, I went in the military for 8.5 years.
So you in the military? What branch?
Army.
Army.
No, that's Marine.
Oh.
So then after that, I came home, went back to GM, and then I retired.
Okay. All right. So now, Scotty, what was he like when he was a little boy? I mean, did you know something special about him, or he was going to? You ever imagine him being what he is now? And he's
Oh, yes,
involved?
we knew he was going to be a doctor. We told him he was going to be. My
Really?
mama and daddy told him
I
he's going to be
used
a doctor.
to always say, you know, because we have an uncle that's a doctor. His name was Walter.
Dr. Walter
So
Scott.
I used to always write down Dr. Walter Scott Metcalfe.
Okay.
And one time, some teacher over at Baldwin was trying to correct his penmanship.
Yes.
And he said, I'm going to be a doctor.
You know, your mom was famous around Baldwin area for
Yes, she
making
was.
rolls.
Yes, she was.
The one thing she made, and all the churches would always make sure they would contact Mama Metcalfe to get some rolls. And now that she's gone on, we have somebody in the family that also does rolls now. Who is that does the rolls? You are. Is anybody else?
I tried.
Eh?
But
You tried.